Hey everybody, welcome to Tarot Tuesday with Tori. And I'm just going to be using I think it's Hoi Polloi. I think that's the name of this deck. And I'm going to be using this deck today. And what we're going to talk about a little bit is the idea of, and I'm looking over at my notes, the idea of using one of the planetary things going on, right? So using a little bit of astrology, just enough to make you dangerous, and using that with your card deck. And so one of the things we're going to look at is the August 11th, which is the week that we're filming this, 2018. One of the things that's happening is Mars is in a retrograde. And when I think retrogrades are kind of like reversed cards, right? So we've been talking about retrogrades a little bit, talking about reversed cards. So one of the things that I want to cover today with you is the idea of, with a planet retrograding, right? So Mars right now, in the time of this recording, Mars is in Aquarius. So it's retrograding, but it's actually this week going to be going back into Capricorn, which is extremely auspicious. I'm just looking at my dog. He's like, what is he doing? Anyway, it's extremely auspicious for that can-do-it attitude, meaning something you may have kind of like just gotten overblown with Mars in Aquarius is kind of like humanitarian, and it can come off as very expansive. So one of the things you want to look at this week, especially if you're going to use something with astrology and merge that into your tarot readings. So let's talk about that. So the first thing we're going to do is a You Can Do This reading. And why am I doing that? Well, I'm going to use the planetary energy of that reversal with ways for us to use the tarot in terms of a you can do it attitude, and that Mars retrograding in the sky, going back into Capricorn, which says, hey, don't give up on me. We have things to do. So I'm just pulling a couple of cards that and some are reversed. So I love to pull a couple, just like put them out and just see what I feel. And so sometimes what I want to show you all is that when you're reading for someone, and I'm going to hold up these cards so you can see them, right? And I don't know how many of you have had this happen, like if you're a newer reader or remember going backwards. So this is your first, this is your second, this is your third card. So sometimes as a reader, one of the things that happens is these colors and cards come up at me, and I yawn a lot when I'm really in state. So I've been in this all week. And one of the things that happens is I'm looking at patterns. And especially because I read chakra cards, I also look for energetic patterns. We're looking at you can do it. So if that's our underlying, Mars coming back into Capricorn, what does that King of Wands tell you, right? For me, he comes across as an advisor right now. And again, I'm using chakra color just in the card, only in the card. I'm looking at that orange, and what's coming forward to me from it is the idea of wanting to take action, yet feeling like something's stopping you. And one of the things that's very interesting about the Hoi Polloi, if you look, everything around that is just blank. There is no castle in the distance. She is just got her arms bound up. She's got the blindfold on, but of course her legs are free. So she can walk away and potentially walk away from this cloud that she's in. So if we look at that as a cloud of confusion, right? If we look at it that way, we know that there's action that needs to be taken. Now I'm reading this right side up right this second, and I'll show you why in a moment. And then, of course, the third card, that Queen of Cups, she becomes, in this case, someone who really wants to emotionally enjoy something that's important to her. And so what are we looking at here? Well, when we look at these cards coming together, and I'm going to hold up my reversals. Wait for it. I'm going to hold up my two reversals here. When we look at these cards coming together with, and what's also coming up to me is this week Uranus went retrograde. So if we look at that, we're going boom. The old idea of just having instant comfort after feeling stuck probably won't work that that way. Sorry, guys. So what I'm looking at here with this Queen reversed is that perhaps the comfort that you are seeking, it needs another step in between it. So let's look at these, right? We're looking at the Eight of Swords right side up, the Queen of Wands reversed. And sometimes when you look at cards like this and you're telling a story, doesn't it feel like there's something missing here? And if you look at that energetically, what I would say to you is there may be a step that's missing in the I can do it or you can do it kind of attitude. So as Mars is coming back into the conversation and back from a retrograde into the current reading, what we're looking at is in that Aquarius, maybe you felt a little stuck, but also maybe you had, again, I want to say this about Capricorn, we can have very high ideals if we're Capricorn. So having it reversed may say to you, whoa, 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 wait a second. You're not going to have that comfort that quickly. But what you can do right now is you can use that Eight of Swords to your advantage. Now, how would I say Eight of Swords to my advantage? Well, let's take this as a little exercise on how to get unstuck from that Mars Aquarius coming back into Mars in Capricorn that says you can do it. But what you're really feeling is, nope, I feel stuck. So here's what I want you to do. The exercise for this particular reading is sit down and just bring down some white light for yourself and say, you know, if I've been feeling this way around a particular project, what am I missing between doing something that I really want to do and feeling like it won't happen the way I want it to? And what I'm going to give you as a hint here is that perhaps, I'm going to pull another card just to see, but perhaps there's something you don't know about that you need to learn, like some kind of skill or something that needs to come up. So what I want to say is this is about you getting a little bit of your fire back about I want to say the project or the creative endeavor that you really want to undertake. So now let's take a look at this as a Mars retrograde passion week for what you want to do. King of Wands is reversed. So he's kind of sitting there and going, I'm like ready, okay? Like I'm waiting on you. And then, put this on my computer so I don't want to stop it. Then we look at feeling like, I can't move. Everything's against me. But the truth is, not so much, because you can still walk away. And then we've got in between these two cards comes that Ace of Wands. Now, the aces are beginnings. They're offerings. So what we're really looking at is a new way of taking that Eight of Swords, that perhaps we need to look at this as a conscious stopping of a process or project because we need something that we're missing. So if we look at that eight as holding us back because we feel something's missing, when you breathe and kind of say, hey, I chose this, what will happen is the blindfold will naturally fall off and you will see that Ace of Wands being handed to you. Allow yourself to not struggle and be in that space and the answer will come. So I hope you enjoyed this week's little mini tarot overview of looking at and picking. We've got a lot of retrogrades right now in the sky, but picking one retrograde and doing a reading around that retrograde planet or a different, aspect in your chart. So if you look at this as, if you know astrology and you look at this as Aquarius and Capricorn, how is that hitting your chart or your client's chart? And that can give you a little bit more insight into some of the energetic things that are feeding into the reading and help you go deeper with your client to give them an opportunity to find their own solution. I hope this helped. If you like what I'm doing, please like down below the video. Give me a thumbs up if you want to. Also, I'd love to read your comments and get your thoughts and feedback, and I do respond. And of course, subscribe to the channel and tell everybody you know. Okay, I hope you're having a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you.